What's up, guys? Today we're going to be doing a video on Daredevil Born Again. Hope you guys enjoy this. Let's get into it. So first off, I thought I'd just show off all the covers because they're awesome. Apocalypse #1, the first issue of Born Again. You got 2, which is definitely my least favorite cover. 3, really awesome one. 4, another really awesome one here. 5, 6, which is probably my favorite. This and the Pariah cover are probably my favorite ones. And 7, really cool. But let's get into the story now. So with the story, it's a really awesome story with Daredevil, or Matt, and he's kind of just at rock bottom. Throughout the whole story, Karen exposes her, his identity, just for a quick fix. And it's kind of crazy how it's just something as simple as, I just want to fix, and I'm gonna expose your identity, whatever. I haven't seen you in a while, who cares? I'm thinking about me. And I think that's kind of crazy how that is just the real catalyst of this story. But it is just, it's almost heartbreaking how Daredevil goes through like the 3 stages of depression. Because it kind of starts out, and he wakes up, and he's got bills, and all these bills are coming in, and they're like, oh, you haven't paid this, you haven't paid that, you haven't paid this, you haven't paid that, kind of thing. And he gets in contact with Foggy, and he's kind of just like, hey, we'll go into court, and we'll talk about this and kind of see what's going on and stuff like that. And he gets debarred. He loses his house. It's about to foreclose, or they're about to foreclose on him. And then he kind of just walks home, and he's just like, all right, well, I just need to sleep, I need to get some rest. And his house explodes, which is such a very cartoony thing, but I thought it was great. Then you get that infamous panel bow, and it's awesome. It's really cool. Well, not what happened to him, but like, it's a cool panel. And then it kind of dives deeper into his depression of him losing his house, then staying in a motel, then staying on the streets. Then you get my favorite issue, which is, I believe it is Pariah, where it kind of retells his origin in a way, but it's all just black and white panels, black panels with just words that are in white over top, and it kind of explains everything, how it starts, and it shows at the beginning, it's like, he's a kid pushing the guy out of the way, and then after he gets blinded, everything's in black and white, which I think is awesome. You get to see his mom for the first time, which is cool. This is editing, Treasy. I forgot to mention the fact that this entire series, you're seeing Karen's perspective, and how she, is at her lowest and eventually becomes the person that we know and love in the Daredevil show and stuff like that. Kind of rehabilitates herself for the sake of her love for Matt. But I thought that was really awesome. I just forgot to mention it throughout the whole video, so I figured I'd mention it here. But let's get back to what I was saying. Just get a really awesome like origin story, and him getting like healed and stuff like that. Later at the very end, or not healed, but like rehabilitated, because his mom kind of helps him out, because he gets in a fight with Kingpin and he severely loses. And Kingpin, he tries to drown him in the pier, I believe, is what it's referred to as. But yeah, it's a very interesting story, and he kind of goes from the bottom to his best self, and it's just really endearing, and I really enjoy it. When he finally puts the costume on, it feels deserved, it feels warranted. One of my favorite things is that in the story, instead of Kingpin exposing to the world that he is Daredevil, letting everyone know, he just attacks him personally, directly, makes it a personal vendetta. He gets all of his people in, and kind of is like, hey, attack this one person. I'm not gonna really explain why, but I just want you to, I hate this guy, etc. But I think that's awesome. Instead of, another exposing of identity in No Way Home, when he's like, oh yeah, Peter Parker is Spider-Man, like, and then he's like, it's just, I love that it's a very personal vendetta with Kingpin, and that, you know, he doesn't tell anybody at all. I don't think he tells a single soul that he is Daredevil at all. I think that's great, and it really kind of sticks to his moral like code slash line. And I think that's just really, really awesome. But the story as a whole is fantastic. I'd say my least favorite issue is the last one, which kind of dives into Nuke and his kind of like, you know, origin, or explains it, and how he's like a super soldier, also just like Captain America, and Captain America finds out, and obviously is distraught by this, and is like, what the heck, like they tried the serum that they used on me, on like 20 to 40 different people, and he's the only one that lived. And it's just, you know, it's not my favorite part, only because it focuses on Captain America, but at the very end, the beautiful, beautiful splash. I don't know if you can see it super well because it's obviously an older book, but it is just so cool. I read this on Marvel Unlimited because I like the, you know, the way the colors look, how they look a little richer, but this book is in great condition, so it's still really bright and really beautiful. But this panel is just awesome. I think it's great. He decides to basically take him to the Bugle, and that directly exposes all, you know, everything that's happened to Nuke, and how he's tied directly to the government, and how he's linked to Kingpin, and it kind of fleshes out the entire ending, and ends up ruining Kingpin's life instead of Matt's. And obviously Matt builds his life back, and he is born again. It is just a great series, and I definitely would recommend it. I'd say in either single issue format or Marvel Unlimited, because the like little trade that they did or whatever it is, I just don't like how small those are. I think it's just super tiny. It's in compact size, so this is the size of an issue versus the obviously the compact thing that they're doing. Also, an iPad is about the same size as a I'd say it's about the size of this Batman Plus trade. They're more or less the same size as an issue iPad, so I think if you were going to read it, you maybe on an iPad or something like that, on the Marvel Unlimited app, which is what I did, just to kind of preserve my issues is what I usually do. But I do love this series, and it is great, and this cover is just fantastic. The panel from the very end of this issue is great. I will throw it up, but this series is great, and I definitely suggest you guys read this. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.